Hello and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, community input will be sought by the City of Sulphur Springs regarding the Crosstown Trails project at a meeting March 28th from 4 p.m. until 6:30 p.m. at City Hall. That project links Coleman Park to Buford Park by walking paths and will eventually link Buford Park to downtown. Conley Street is currently undergoing renovation between Buford Park to downtown, and sidewalks will be a part of that project. There will be a high tea for persons over 21 on Sunday, March 31st from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. at the venue at 219 Main Street downtown. People are encouraged to wear Renaissance Fair garb to that event, but semi-formal attire or Sunday clothes are also just fine. After food and drink at the high tea, there'll be a wine tasting. Tickets are $25 for this event, and this is the first of several pre-Renaissance Fair events that are planned, with funds raised benefiting Shadow Ranch Riding Therapy. In sports, the Wildcats baseball team came out on top in a high-scoring game at Mount Pleasant, winning 8-6 on Tuesday night. The win evened the Wildcats' district record at 2-2 and improved their season mark to 10-3. After falling behind 3-0 in the top of the third, the Wildcats the bottom of the third, the Wildcats rode a 7-run top of the fourth to victory. Mount Pleasant later made it a 1-run game with 3 runs in the bottom of the sixth, and it was 7-6. The Wildcats added an insurance run in the top of the seventh and then held the Tigers scoreless in the bottom of the seventh to take that 8-6 win. Mount Pleasant actually out-hit the Wildcats 11-10. In that Wildcat big 7-run inning, Jace Thompson hit a sacrifice fly to score a run, and Payson Edwards and Colson Hale had RBI singles. Caden Argenbright had the big blow in the inning, hitting a double that scored 3 runs. Argenbright was 3 for 3 at the plate with 2 doubles, 2 runs scored, and 3 RBIs. Thompson later hit a second sacrifice fly that scored another run. The Wildcats made no errors and left only 3 men on base. Mount Pleasant stranded 8 runners. 7 other Wildcats had a hit in the ball game. Austin Dodd, Jackson Cheney, who hit a double, Cameron Harrison, Will Sims, Edwards, Hale, and Connor Bergen. Argenbright, Dodd, and Sims all stole a base. Will Sims got the pitching win, going 5 innings and giving up 10 hits and 6 runs, while striking out 3 and walking 2. Edwards shut down the Tigers, pitching 2 scoreless innings, allowing only 1 hit and striking out 2. The Wildcats play Texas High at Wildcat Park Friday night at 7. The Lady Cats softball team broke open a scoreless game with Royce City with 5 runs in the top of the second and 3 more in the top of the third on their way to an 11-4 win in their district opener at Royce City on Tuesday night. Lady Cats out-hit the Lady Bulldogs 14-7. Lady Cats were also flawless in the field with no errors, while Royce City committed 4 errors, including one that resulted in 2 runs scoring in the Lady Cats' big 5-run inning. The Lady Cats had 4 players with 2 RBIs. Kelsey Wallace was 3 for 4 with a run scored and 2 RBIs, a walk, and 2 doubles. Sierra Smith hit a home run in the 3rd inning and was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a walk, and 2 RBIs. Maddie Millsap was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored, a walk, and 2 RBIs. And Nyla Lindley was 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and a triple. Kate Womack was 3 for 4 with a double and 2 runs scored. Nally Fight had an RBI. Brinkley Driver was 1 for 4 with a walk and an RBI. Sadie Stroud was 1 for 5 with a run scored. Addison Cadell was 1 for 2 with a run scored. Landry Bell was 1 for 2. Abby Bear and Wallace stole bases. Bailey Haggerty got the pitching win, going 7 innings, allowing 7 hits and 4 runs with 6 strikeouts and 1 walk. The Lady Cats are 1-0 in district play, and their season record is now 15-4. The Lady Cats will play Greenville Thursday at 1:30 p.m. at Lady Cat Park. Wildcats soccer team made sure that they would finish in 3rd place in the district with a tight 1-0 win over Royce City on the road Tuesday night. The lone Wildcat goal was scored by David Marino after a corner kick. Wildcat soccer coach Alexi Upton said it was a well-played game, noting that the Wildcats beat the Bulldogs on their senior night. Chances are pretty good that both the Wildcats and Lady Cats will end up playing Jacksonville in bi-district playoffs. We'll know for sure after games in the other district coming up on Friday. If it is Jacksonville for both of those teams, Coach Upton said he and Lady Cats soccer coach Joel Bailey would be working with Jacksonville on a boys and girls doubleheader. Bi-district games must be played between March 28th and 30th. The Wildcats ended district play with a record of 5-4-1. Their season record is 10-9-3. The Royce City Lady Bulldogs turned out to be every bit as good as advertised as they jumped on the Lady Cats soccer team early and dominated play in a 5-0 win at Gerald Prim Stadium Tuesday night on senior night. The Lady Bulldogs scored their first goal just 4 minutes and 19 seconds into the contest. They had 2 goals just 8:24 into the match, and the third goal came just 11:48 into the game. Royce City led 3-0 at the half and then tacked on 2 more goals in the second half. The district champion Lady Bulldogs finished district play with a perfect 10-0 record. Lady Cats coach Joel Bailey called the Lady Bulldogs rock solid. He said they were solid from top to bottom, including their subs. Coach Bailey said the Lady Cats threw everything they had at them. However, the most significant thing that happened to the Lady Cats occurred about 35 miles away. Texas High got an outright victory at Greenville that eliminated the Lady Lions. The Lady Tigers grabbed the number 3 playoff spot, and the Lady Cats ended up with the number 4 playoff spot. Coach Bailey called the playoffs a new season. There was an interesting start to the Lady Cats senior night game against Royce City. Senior Anna Irving started. The ball was directed to her, and she kicked it over to Coach Bailey. One last touch at home for the senior, who has been plagued by knee injuries the past 2 years. Other seniors honored Tuesday night included Bailey Arrington, Jackie Esparza, Allie Stevens, Keely Hudgens, Brooke Harden, and Jennifer Lopez. That's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you so much for watching, and so long, everybody.